Welcome to my first YouTube trivia quiz. This is part 1 of 2025, the year in review. It was a huge year and there were so many significant events it needed 2 quizzes. There are 20 multiple choice questions with an extra tidbit of information for each one. Feel welcome to give feedback. This is my first quiz after all. And don't forget to keep tabs on how you go. Leave your results in the comments below. You can also submit your results at QWERTYquizzes.com and see the leaderboard for each quiz. Enjoy! Question 1. What major role in the EU did Poland begin on January 1st, 2025? Was it A. Presidency of the Council of the European Union, B. Chair of the UN Security Council, or C. Host of the G20 Summit? The answer is A. Presidency of the Council of the European Union. Poland took over the rotating presidency of the EU Council for the first half of 2025. 2. What natural disaster struck Tibet on January 7th, 2025? Was it A. a volcanic eruption, B. a major earthquake, or C. a tsunami? The answer is B. a major earthquake. An earthquake measuring 7.1 struck Tingri County in Tibet on 7th January. Between 126 and 400 people were killed. 3. What was the major environmental crisis in Southern California around January 15th? Was it A. severe wildfires, B. a major blizzard, or C. a volcanic ash cloud? It was A. severe wildfires. Wildfires tore through the Los Angeles and Palisades area in January, displacing tens of thousands of people and claiming multiple lives. 4. What agreement happened in the Gaza war on January 19th? A. a permanent peace treaty was signed, B. a new UN peacekeeping force deployed, C. a ceasefire agreement? It was C. a ceasefire agreement. A temporary ceasefire between Israel and Hamas went into effect with a significant hostages and prisoners exchange. Sadly, not permanent. Question 5. In Australia, which national honour announcement is made on January 25th? A. Federal budget release, B. Australian of the Year Awards, C. Opening of Parliament? It's B. Australian of the Year Awards. Australian of the Year Awards are announced on the eve of Australia Day, January 26th. Before the big celebrations. Question 6. What did China announce in response to new US tariffs? A. a ban on all rare earth exports, B. joining the EU single market, or C. export controls and increased tariffs? It was C. export controls and increased tariffs. China announced export controls and higher tariffs on certain American imports in retaliation in the China-US trade war. 7. What infrastructure shift did the Baltic states complete on February 9th? A. Opened a new undersea tunnel to Sweden. B. Built a new highway to Russia. C. Synchronized their power grids with Europe. It was C. Synchronized their power grids with Europe. This marked a major energy independence milestone by disconnecting from the Russian-controlled BRELL ring. Question 8. What type of unrest erupted in Indonesia on February 17th? A. Student-led anti-government protests, B. a general strike by airline pilots, or C. a nationwide banking shutdown? A. Student-led anti-government protests. Student-led protests erupted across Indonesia after legislation increasing military involvement in civilian roles. 9. Which leaders' meeting made headlines for a tense exchange in the Oval Office? A. Xi and Modi, B. Trump and Zelensky, or C. Macron and Scholz? It was B. Trump and Zelensky. A White House meeting between Trump and Zelensky drew attention for sharp criticism and heightened tensions. I know who I'd vote for. 10. What space achievement happened on this date? A. Firefly's Blue Ghost mission landed on the Moon. B. The James Webb Telescope launched. C. A rover landed on Europa. It was A. Firefly's Blue Ghost Mission 1 landed on the Moon. Firefly Aerospace became the first commercial company to land on the Moon with no technical issues, with an unmanned robotic soft landing. 11. What happened to former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte on this date? A. He became UN Secretary General. B. He won a national election. Or C. He was arrested after an ICC warrant was served. C. He was arrested after an ICC warrant was served. Rodrigo Duterte was arrested after being served an International Criminal Court arrest warrant alleging crimes against humanity. 12. What sparked widespread protests in Turkey around this date? A. A national internet blackout. B. The arrest of Istanbul Mayor Ekrem İmamoğlu. Or C. A currency changeover. It was B. The arrest of Istanbul Mayor Ekrem İmamoğlu. Anti-government protests broke out across Turkey following the arrest of Istanbul's mayor. 13. What major disaster occurred in Myanmar on this date? A. A cyclone made landfall. B. A 7.7 magnitude earthquake. Or C. A dam collapse. It was B. A 7.7 magnitude earthquake. A magnitude 7.7 earthquake struck the Sagaing region, with an epicenter close to Mandalay, the country's second largest city. 14. What new currency was introduced for Curaçao and Sint Maarten on this date? A. The Caribbean guilder. B. The euro. Or C. The Atlantic dollar. It was A. The Caribbean guilder. The Caribbean guilder was introduced, replacing the Netherlands' Antillean guilder. 15. What was special about the Fram 2 spaceflight that launched on this date? A. It was the first all-Australian crewed mission. B. First crewed spaceflight to enter a polar retrograde orbit. Or C. It docked with the Hubble telescope. Answer B. It was the first crewed spaceflight to enter a polar retrograde orbit. It was the first human spaceflight mission to enter a polar orbit, flying over Earth's north and south pole. 16. What major international event opened in Osaka on April 13th? A. The FIFA Club World Cup. B. Expo 2025. C. The World Aquatics Championships. It was B. Expo 2025. Expo 2025 opened in Osaka, featuring over 150 countries under the theme Designing Future Society for Our Lives. 17. What discovery about exoplanet K2-18b made news on April 17th? A. Possible biosignature-related compounds were detected. B. It was found to have rings like Saturn. Or C. It was confirmed to be Earth's twin. The answer was A. Possible biosignature-related compounds were detected. Researchers reported large quantities of compounds associated with life on Earth. 18. What major democratic event happened in Australia on this date? A. Australia adopted a new currency. B. Australia held a federal election. Or C. Australia hosted the Olympics opening ceremony. B. Australia held a federal election. Australia's federal election returned the Labor government, led by Anthony Albanese, with an increased majority. As the Chinese say, he's a handsome boy. 19. Who was elected Pope around this date, taking the name Leo XIV? A. Pietro Parolin, B. Robert Francis Prevost, or C. Luis Antonio Tackle? It was B. Robert Francis Prevost. Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, born in Chicago, became the first American Pope. And finally, question 20. How many people are estimated to have participated in No Kings protests in the US on June 14th? Was it A, 500, B, 5,000, or C, 5 million? It was C, 5 million. Protests took place on the same day as the US Army's 250th anniversary parade and Trump's 79th birthday. We visited San Francisco afterwards, and the posters were everywhere. Very creative. You made it. Thanks for playing. Add your score in the comments below and let me know what you thought. You can also submit your score on the website. See the link below. Don't forget, like and subscribe for more quizzes.